Dragon Ball Super sees the return of a lot of your favorite characters, along with a few new faces. One of the new players we see is Lord Beerus, a god of destruction whose sole job is to, well, destroy. It may come as a shock, but Beerus is not a likable guy. Anyone who's seen Super will know this. To no one's surprise, he doesn't like a lot of people either. In fact, the only things Beerus really likes are eating and destroying. Watch as we discuss the people in Beerus's life who get between one of those two things. Gotenks is an interesting character. At one point, the fusion of Goten and Trunks had the potential to be extremely powerful. However, the pint-sized half Saiyans were outshone by Goku and the two were left to just be normal kids for the most part. In Super, they had a reprieval where Beerus threatened to destroy Earth. Why would Beerus do something like that? Who knows? It's his job. It's a weekday. He felt like it. Pick a reason. In any case, the previously powerful pint-sized pair went toe-to-toe with the God of Destruction, and it ended exactly as expected. Beerus wiped the floor with the two without having to lift more than 2 fingers. In fact, some might say it's kinda cute the way Beerus messes with Gotenks. Until, of course, Gotenks calls Beerus a child for having a hissy fit over some pudding. That's when playtime ended. Beerus then proceeded to give Gotenks a detailed breakdown as to why he needed this pudding and how tragic it was that it was gone thanks to Boo. A very important lesson was learned that day, and it's a lesson people remember. Don't mess with Beerus's food. Ever. That being said, watch as more people mess with Beerus's food. We told you it would not take long. Now we covered the consequences of what happens when someone takes Beerus's food away, but Majin Buu is what started this whole debacle. Pudding. Simple, jiggly, smooth pudding. Beerus wanted some, Buu had some, and didn't want to share. Now, anyone with even an iota of sense would have shared with Beerus. Forgetting the whole destroyer of worlds shtick, sharing is caring, and Buu has had more than enough. However, as Buu put it, he is the strongest, so he should eat whatever he wanted. After licking all the pudding cups, coating them in Buu ooze, his fate was sealed. The battle was short. You'll find that most fights involving Beerus will end quickly. He even offered Buu the first dozen punches before stopping the pink menace in his tracks. Buu lived, but he did not live well after that. Behind every great man is a greater woman. Chi-Chi was the Ox King's daughter and married Goku, and Bulma shaped Vegeta into one great anime dad. Yet that headstrong, can-do attitude is not a fix-all cure for situations involving interdimensional planet-destroying cats. In fact, Bulma and Beerus mix as well as a cat and water. Where we left off, Beerus was done ragdolling Buu and messing with Gotenks. Vegeta finally got involved and, you know the drill at this point, was about to meet his end from Beerus. Vegeta was ready to accept this, as death by destroyer sounded pretty noble. Bulma obviously was not going to take this lying down and tried to lay down some good old-fashioned Earth Mom. If Beerus was unfazed by punches from half Saiyans, full Saiyans, and pink demon jelly monsters, the harsh words of an Earth woman will prove to be less effective. Beerus gives her the back of his godly hand. More of a love tap that still sends her flying across the deck of the boat. As we have plainly shown, Beerus is a glutton. He likes food to a problematic degree. The levels to which he will go to get what he wants are astronomical, and the resolutions are simple: comply or die. Of course, in our last few examples, there has been an antagonist for Beerus to direct his anger at, and thus fight. What happens when just the act of not having enough food or running out of a food he likes happens? Welp, you got a godly hissy fit. This happened on a few occasions in the show, notably when Beerus first woke up and destroyed half a planet for not liking the dessert. On another occasion, Beerus was enjoying some pizza for the first time by the sound of it, and plum ran out. When he asked Whis for more, he was happy to oblige, and even had some stored in his staff. But Vegeta and Goku ate it all, causing Beerus to have a hangry fit and threaten the two Saiyans training under him with death and destruction. We would ask, where does Beerus put all the food he eats? But then again, destroying entire civilizations, planets, and solar systems is not easy work. Champa is the destroyer of Universe 6 and Beerus' twin brother. In order to tell them apart, Champa had the foresight to become a hefty, pudgy boy, while Beerus remained the sickly, scrawny husk we all know and tolerate. Since the two are destroyers, they are equal in power, more or less. However, as a rule, the two cannot engage in combat, or it would inevitably lead to the destruction of both Universes 6 and 7. This conflict would lead us to the Universe 6 tournament arc early in the show, as a way for Beerus and Champa to compete against one another using the fighters as proxies. They would come to blows again and have the matter settled in a game of interdimensional baseball. Of course, had the series continued, we would have seen Champa and Beerus compete against one another in a variety of ways. Sibling rivalry is usually till the bitter end. By about midway through the show, everyone had learned not to mess with Beerus, not even a little. However, there were some characters who still did not get the memo. In Arale's defense, she is not a Dragon Ball character most of the time. She is just another one of Akira Toriyama's creations. Arale Norimaki is an android built by Senbei Norimaki. Her normal place is in the Dr. Slump universe, but Arale has been a minor character in Dragon Ball and had a couple crossover episodes in Dragon Ball Super. She is a spry, happy-go-lucky type of girl who wants to make friends and do all the things kids normally do. In this episode, Arale takes a special dose of Playtime X, given to her by the ghost of Dr. Mashirito, which gives her enough strength to take on Super Saiyan Blue Goku. After the battle, Bulma manages to summon Beerus to destroy the ghost. Upon seeing a new friend, Arale wanted to play with the cat. Annoyed at being called a cat, Beerus knocks her block off, literally, before threatening to destroy her. Don't call Beerus a cat, that's his word. Perhaps Beerus' only friend is the angel Whis, the super powerful immortal being that is assigned to watch over the destroyer. Whis may act like a glorified butler, but make no mistake. Not only is Whis stronger than Beerus, he's also the one who trained Beerus to be who he is today. We mean being a destroyer, not a selfish and lazy glutton. In any case, Beerus tolerates Whis as he helps the destroyer stay on track and caters most of his wants and desires. Though that is not to say the two have not come to blows before. In the movie Battle of the Gods, Beerus was treated to some sushi. Whis told him about the food and warned him the wasabi was intense and that he may not like it. In typical Beerus fashion, he ignored this and ate an entire glob of wasabi, resulting in a scorched tongue and bruised ego. The resulting rampage caused Beerus to destroy a half a dozen planets. In order to stop Beerus, Whis needed to put him in time out via a chop to the back of his neck, out like a light. Upon waking up, Beerus calmed down a bit before sleeping for 3 more years. How annoying is Goku? Sure, he is a hero to millions, super happy-go-lucky and always seems to be upbeat, but that can be super annoying. Half of his friends will gladly admit that Goku gets on their nerves constantly. As the newest member of the Dragon Ball family, Beerus witnesses firsthand how irritating an absolutely punchable face and voice. The first time Beerus and Goku met was on King Kai's planet. There, Goku jumped at the opportunity to fight a destroyer. At the time, Goku could only go Super Saiyan 3. After a crushing defeat on King Kai's planet and on Earth later on, Beerus begrudgingly agrees to train Goku. Only then does Beerus see the error in his judgment. On top of eating his pizza, Goku gives Beerus headache after headache with their banter. Despite his promise as a fighter, there are many moments where the two come to blows over Goku doing or saying the wrong thing. Beerus might fly off the handle and attack innocent or mildly annoying, but with Goku, he has the face even a mother could kill. The power of a god is nearly limitless. Whether it is a planet or even a ghost, there is nothing a destroyer cannot destroy. This power can even take out Supreme Kais. The Kais are normally supposed to be creators, a counterpart to destroyers. However, there was one bad apple that threatened to spoil the bunch. His name was Zamasu. Zamasu is the kind of zealot character who believes the only way to enact true justice was to make sure only supreme beings existed. Obviously, Goku and the others try and thwart Zamasu's plans and confront him before he can take out Supreme Kai Gawasu to take his time ring. With the time ring, Zamasu was going to use the Super Dragon Balls to make himself indestructible and bring about the end of all mortal life. However, before he can enact his plans, Goku, Whis, Beerus, and Shin confront Zamasu. Cornered and out of options, he tries to take out Goku. Beerus stops the rogue Kai, telling him he's being too cocky before effortlessly destroying Zamasu. Of course, this would not stop future Zamasu from enacting his plans. Perhaps the most refreshing return in Super was Frieza's resurrection. When he was brought back to life and achieved golden status, he was on par with Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Then when the entire universe was at stake, Frieza was just the fighter they needed in order to win the Tournament of Power. However, unlike Beerus, who can really be described as a chaotic neutral type, Frieza is straight up evil. But desperate times call for desperate measures. So when Frieza is released from Hell, everyone is understandably on edge. Frieza offhandedly mentions that he sees a lot of familiar faces. Beerus makes it a point to tell Frieza to now do anything stupid. So you can image the next thing Frieza does is something stupid. During a sparring match between Frieza and Goku, Frieza envelops Goku with energy of destruction, a technique used only by, well, gods of destruction. Beerus saves Goku from it with a gust of wind and is understandably pissed at Frieza for using the technique. Goku, much to everyone's shock, is not mad at Frieza and blames himself for not keeping his guard up around Frieza. Of course, Beerus is more upset at the power play. No one pulls a fast one on Beerus. You would think having access to an all-powerful wish-granting dragon would be the top, right? Well, when Super came around, not only did Shenron turn out to be a pretty weak dragon, but he is also deathly afraid of Beerus. We see the cracks in Shenron's armor when he is asked to summon a Super Saiyan God and is unable to do so. The previously all-powerful dragon Shenron is reduced to a cowering lizard when he sees Beerus. Beerus expresses his minor annoyance at Shenron not being able to summon a Super Saiyan God, which leaves Shenron a sniveling mess. Beerus would come to be annoyed with Shenron yet again when they have to find the final Super Dragon Ball. Once again, Shenron dropped the Dragon Ball by not being able to locate the last remaining Super Dragon Ball. When the magical dragon route didn't work, Beerus and the rest just left Shenron hanging. In his annoyed frustration, Beerus wished for him to go away. Imagine being the entire focus of 2 shows only to be cast aside. Feels bad, Shen. Feels bad. Krillin really does get a bad rep. Even when he is the most sensible and humble Z fighter, even after he gets a steady job to support his wife and kids, people can't help but rag on the guy. Beerus can't even get his name right, and he still rags on him. When the Tournament of Power is being planned, Universe 7 needs to assemble 10 fighters. Goku has already lied about the whole affair, about how if they lose, the whole universe is destroyed, which does not sit well with the rest of the gang. Krillin at first refuses to enter, but Beerus in typical Beerus fashion threatens to destroy him if he refuses to enter. Krillin of course enters afterwards. If you thought the abuse would stop there, then you have not been paying attention to this list. After Krillin inevitably loses his fight in the tournament, Beerus gives Krillin another round of verbal insults. When life handed Krillin lemons, it was usually at high speeds and caused massive damage and internal bleeding. It just wouldn't be Dragon Ball unless Krillin got dunked on. Of course, Beerus also dunked on quite literally every canon Z fighter in the series, so at least Krillin is not alone for once. So far, we have shown Beerus hates and will attack any mortal out of boredom, anger, or just because he feels like it. The beginning of DBS was essentially a rehash of the battle for the gods, but the fight between Beerus and the rest of the crew plays out very differently. In Super, Beerus takes on Buu, Gotenks, and Vegeta. However, in the movie, everyone gets a turn, albeit a very short turn at trying to fight Beerus. The ensuing incident is still the same, however, when Buu refuses to share his pudding with Beerus. Rather than let Buu have a few punches, Beerus comes right out of the gate furious and then gets madder. After that, the rest of the gang jumps in, thinking for 1 second they even had a chance. Android 18 tries to take a swing and is even taken down in 1 hit. Tien and Piccolo are taken out with chopsticks. Gohan tries to buy Krillin some time to get everyone to safety. To Gohan's credit, he buys Krillin all of 2 seconds before he is smacked down too. We've stated before that the easy solution would be to give Beerus pudding, but the greater lesson might be to not invite him to begin with. She was fearless and smarter than him. She was his queen, and God help anyone who dared disrespect his queen. Cringe memes aside, Vegeta has really turned his life around since settling down with Bulma. He had a kid with her, living it up with a rich wife. Then Beerus arrived. During the first arc of Dragon Ball Super and in the movie Battle of the Gods, Vegeta did all that he could to keep Beerus happy. He did everything from praising Beerus, doing a good old song and dance, and everything in between. Beerus saw Vegeta as nothing more than a bootlicker, just like his father. Of course, keeping Beerus happy can only work for so long before the wife gets involved. Bulma, as a concerned wife generally does, yells at Beerus to the point where he backhands her, knocking her out. Vegeta threw all his trauma aside to try and fight Beerus, for his wife's honor. In the end, it didn't even matter. Of course, Beerus didn't actually destroy Vegeta, but he could have. Grand Zeno is literally the only being in Dragon Ball that scares Lord Beerus to his core. Everyone else is beneath him, even Whis, the person who trains and takes care of him. But with Zeno, he is quiet, submissive, and obedient. Of course, Goku is totally fine with acting so casual with Zeno. Perhaps it is because they are both just big kids. Well, Goku is anyway. In any case, Zeno causes Beerus so much stress and turmoil at the mere sight of him that he just can't deal with life anymore. In a strange roundabout way, it makes Beerus almost relatable. No one likes to get a call from their boss. It doesn't matter how cool you might be with your boss. At any point in time, you can be fired. In this respect, Beerus' inability to stand up to his boss makes him just like us, scared and alone. And those were some moments where Beerus showed he does not work well with others. What was your favorite moment? Ours was Whis versus Beerus. As mad and as powerful as you are, sometimes your pain is inflicted by no one but yourself. Go ahead and give this video a like, and if you want to see more content, be sure to hit the bell icon when you subscribe.